The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newey Scruggs.
Hey!
I am mad.
It's that time. Wow. Players Lounge on a Monday.
Yo,
We got some shocked faces.
You gonna put that on? You can man. I'm still like, what?
Hey man, I ain't say nothing, man. Shout out, man. Congratulations. I'm sorry, my bad.
No.
Yeah.
Barry Church, Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Newey Scruggs, Players Lounge. Go ahead. Black Adam Schefter here. Get it.
I'm just happy, man. Got paid. That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see my young brothers get paid. All right, so everybody paying attention to Lamar Jackson and what he's going through, but don't let it slide that another young brother got paid.
Read the number scores one time.
You want those?
I got to hear him again. One more time.
According to Adam Schefter, Jalen Hurts has signed a 5-year extension, $255 million, including $179.304 guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Man, shout out to his agent.
That's what happens when you go to the Super Bowl.
That's the dog team, man.
Yeah, shout out to his agent.
Boy,
Was it Ashley Nicole?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
Awesome.
When you go to Super Bowl, you do what he did.
That's
You
true.
know, when coming into the year, people were like, man, he got to prove it to make sure he could be our starter.
You happy, ain't you?
79.
You happy, ain't you?
Man, listen, y'all already know how I feel about the path
No.
Hurts is taking, and it's not the Eagles or any of that. It's he's at Alabama. He loses his job in the national championship. He sits on the bench for a year, doesn't complain, none of that. Goes over to Oklahoma, takes them to the tournament.
Yep.
Right? Go to the Eagles. They like, man, I don't even know. I'm not even sure about the guy, man. We might not get him. He go to the Super Bowl the year after that when everybody have all these questions about him and get paid $179 million guaranteed. I'm just saying, as a undrafted free agent guy, when you think about like the path that these people have to take, he's not undrafted, but he was one of those guys that you like, I'm not sure. The path to get there, that's hard to do.
Man.
Yeah, thank you for doing that, Philly boy. It's gonna make a lot of things harder for you and signing other guys. So yeah, we like that. We like that.
Howie Roseman, give Howie credit as a general manager. They had given Carson Wentz a bag.
They did.
He was averaging $32 million a year, so they gave him the bag. He was supposed to be this guy. They figured out he wasn't the guy. They ate the money. Okay, they had a big old cap hit. I think it was the largest cap hit ever. So they ate it, traded him off to the Colts. Said, Hurts, you're the guy. Gave him weapons and a new coach. Dude, they went out and did it. And so went to a Super Bowl. So props to Jalen Hurts. And I, like you, am happy for the young man from Houston, Texas, who got benched during the national championship game, didn't pout, wins the game with Tua. They nothing but boys. The next year, he's a backup, goes and saves the game. They win the SEC championship. Then he transfers to Oklahoma, wins a Big 12 title. I'm happy for the person.
Yeah.
And to see that young man be tested through perseverance, he's kept his faith in the Lord, and, man, he's been rewarded. So for me, man, I'm happy as heck, especially when I see how guys like Marlon Briscoe didn't get this kind of opportunity. Shaq Harris didn't get this opportunity. Quincy Carter. I'm a fan of Quincy the person, but Quincy didn't take advantage of his opportunity. Jalen Hurts did, man. Props to him, man. And if you're Dak Prescott, you know what you're doing? You calling him saying, thank you. Thank you, man. Because it just, it was just rising tide. I mean, there's not going to be agents out here signing less. Agents going to be out here signing more money.
So Lamar should be happy too?
If you're Lamar Jackson, you should be happy because you're saying, hey, every time one of these guys, this is Beverly Hills, guys. They ain't got no sales on in the front lawns and no house in Beverly Hills. 20% off. No. So good for Jalen Hurts, man. Good for him.
And you love to see the development, like you were talking about with Hurts. I mean, first year as a full starter, he gets his team to the playoffs, wild card. They got dismantled by a great Bucs team at that stage. But then the very next year, he takes them to the Super Bowl, and the organization around him did him all the just do. I mean, you look what they did. They brought in all those weapons just for him. You know what? We're making you the guy. And we're going to do what you do best out there, let you, improvise out there and get these weapons around you so you can make the most of your opportunities out there. not like what they did in Baltimore with Lamar.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't even name. The only reason I know the one receiver, Bateman's, because, he has that social media where he was going back and forth. But other than that, I don't even know the receivers he had to throw to out there.
Hollywood Brown.
He got up out of there.
They got Dez. They signed Dez. They got Dez in there.
He got Dez. He was on the down. He was on the down.
He got a touchdown, though, because I want to bet on Newey for that one.
And they got your other boy. They got your other boy now. So they got Odell.
Who's my boy, bro?
Your other boy, Odell. They got Odell in Baltimore now.
Yeah, they do got Odell. That's how I know. That's how I know Lamar Jackson coming back.
Man.
That's how I know he'll be back. He gonna be playing. He gonna be trying. He gonna get some numbers. That's all right.
Look, it's hard for me not to hate. Y'all know it. So I'm just gonna say congratulations to the brother. You throw the Lord in it. I ain't got nothing negative to say about the man. I'm just
No
gonna
trade clause too.
Yeah,
Agent did
no trade clause. They did a good job, and obviously when you see a quarterback not reset the market, because obviously there are still bigger contracts out there. But I'm just anticipating, what is Joe Burrow's contract going to look like?
Burrow just heard
What are some of these other contracts going to look like? And when you look at
more.
When you look at Baltimore and the way that they're dragging their feet with this Lamar Jackson deal, that to me says, look, get off the pot, man. Go on and take care of this whole deal, and so you guys can, further your organization along. But you're right. If you're Dak, if you're coming back to the table to negotiate your deal, you'll love to see this.
Dude, Burrow, Herbert, Dak, everybody should be calling Jalen Hurts. Hey, man, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, man. Next time we see you at wherever, we buying a drink.
And you
on
know what he should tell them? Go on to the Super Bowl. Go on to the Super Bowl, all right? Because that's what they're gonna come back and say. Hey, man, look, that man got paid. Playoffs first starting year, Super Bowl next year. We're expecting them to go to the Super Bowl again. That's what the Eagles gonna say. Hey, man. Well, all the other people say, all right, hey, bro, you take us to the Super Bowl. Yeah. We give you that type of bread.
Burrow been to Super Bowl.
I'm actually just standing on Lamar. I'm standing on Lamar and Herbert.
We got that guy over there now. We got that guy over there now. All right? So we gonna see. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Don't act like now y'all forget who I'm talking about now. It's all good.
Keenan Allen is back.
No, y'all know who I'm talking about. Put some respect on his name. All right.
Eckler's gonna be walking back.
We're gonna see
like
week
Melvin
5.
Gordon
Week
did.
5. We're gonna come back to this conversation week 5.
Week 5?
Week 5. Because I'm gonna give him some time. Week 5, we're gonna see.
All right. I can't wait for this.
I mean,
can we make? Oh wait, bet.
Thank you.
I'm not betting
second
nothing.
most.
You ain't paid for your last bet.
What you mean I paid for my last bet?
He didn't pay his last bet.
Because he understands.
I bet he is.
He good
I
by
bet
me.
he is. We know one thing we know about Newey. All right, he gonna get it for free. All right, the Newey gonna get it for free. I know you all right with that. That's cool. I want to see the heartache and pain when somebody lose a bet. You know what I'm saying? Like when Church lost his bet, he went up there. I had the receipt and all that. It said how much he paid. Your receipt says $0 and 0 cents.
I didn't even get a receipt.
That's how I knew.
That's how you know.
I knew. Hold on, this man been sitting over here too long.
We waited. We tried to get for the pizza.
Good with me, man. You good with me.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah, whenever y'all ready to make that, just let me know.
I'm ready. I'm ready. You come up
with the stipulations. Man, we'll see what's going on.
Write the contract up.
Yeah. And make sure everybody sign that.
Yeah, well, we gonna sign it. Get it notarized. We gonna go upstairs and get it notarized. They got people here to do that, so they'll notarize that thing. So that's all good. But Lamar Jackson's deal is he wants it. Well, they're saying, because this is what the teams do, they're saying he wants it all guaranteed, and that not having an agent has held him up. I would, and you guys play, okay? I don't know. I just have covered this thing long enough that I would have hired someone. Even if I just hired somebody for one damn year, I'd have hired somebody because you're not where you want to be, and you could potentially get back out there again and get hurt. I mean, Kirk Cousins can sit up here and get these 3-year guarantee deals. How's Lamar not gotten something? Find somebody to help you out, man, because there's no reason why a talent like that with an MVP trophy is sitting around here and not getting paid.
I think you got to hire somebody. I'm with you on that. I think you got to because, look, as a player in the NFL in the offseason, it's not like you got time to be out there calling all these different teams and vouching for yourself. This is what I can bring to your team. And maybe if you give the Ravens a first and a third, maybe that we can work something out. You ain't got time for that. You're over there trying to make sure your body's in tip-top shape. You're making sure, your family's good, all that stuff. And that's why you hire an agent to be that kind of middle ground, to go out there and do everything for you. And understand he got his moms and all that good stuff, but is she certified to be out there talking to teams? So, I mean, you got to hire somebody, like Newey said, maybe just for a year, just to get this deal done. And then you can go about your separate ways. But I think you got to bring somebody into the table.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even – just reading contracts. or understanding contracts,
Things is long,
or
too.
understanding that yours, when you read it, it may seem offensive, but then you don't have anything to compare it to,
That's
right?
true.
So you look and say, all right, man, nah. Then you have agents say, hey, man, just so you know, this person, that person, this person also have that in their contract as well. So it's not like they just doing this only to you, right?
Emotions can run high.
You need to be able to have somebody who can look through it and really like paint the picture for what they're really trying to do for you versus like, nah, I don't like that. Get it out of my face.
I mean, but you two guys have signed contracts for a bag, so you've had advisors and people tell you where you fit in at your position, being undrafted, getting playing time, where you should be played, and the NFL has certain accelerators that show you, like, listen, this is, hey, you were undrafted here, but because of the playing time that you're getting, this is the amount of money that you should be getting. When you talk about Lamar as a top-tier athlete or a top-tier quarterback, some of this should be really easy. 179 guaranteed, 255. The only person that got guaranteed was Deshaun Watson. And Kirk Cousins. So let's just talk about this. It should be easy to get an advisor to fit this in very easily for him. When they're talking about taking away years, I think Lamar was talking about 3 years, 155, 160, something like that, all fully guaranteed because of the way that they are negotiating. Obviously, they're negotiating a rate what they want to pay him less, not give him the same clauses as no trade and all of that. Look, man, this is really cut and dry for me, for Lamar. This is what I want. I want something identical to what I just saw right here. If it's $1 more, because that's all you want.
That's it.
That's all I want. I just want to be making more than him. Mm-hmm. You got to pay me more than this guy. So those things to me are easy. Him not having an agent isn't the biggest deal breaker. Too many other guys have negotiated their deals without agents. So let's not act like he's the outlier.
And then it's not the same position. Not the same position.
But let's not act like he's the outlier, especially when it comes down to resetting the market. He just reset the market, right? So look, I just want a deal compared to that. The same amount of money in there, 5 years. Don't give me a 3-year or 2-year deal. Come on. Break me off just like that.
So I'm going to speak to what you were saying. Here's the other portion of it. In Minnesota, you had owners that wanted Cousins, and they were willing to pay that. In Cleveland, the Haslams were that desperate because Deshaun Watson was going to Atlanta. I remember the tweet that Kyle Pitts put out there. It was cryptic, but it told you, like, man, we about to get him. He coming home.
Right.
So the Haslams got desperate and put it out there. Steve Bisciotti said, I'm not paying guaranteed money. Jim Irsay said, we're not paying guaranteed money. So for Lamar Jackson, where you've got to get to is understanding that when you talk about this kind of deal with Jalen Hurts, okay, 179 guaranteed, contract says 255. Are you okay with that? But the people you're trying to deal with, your technical owner right now, then you put it out there that you're able to be traded for, and only the Colts have seemed interested. Nobody's willing right now to go where you want to go.
No, that's look, guaranteed contracts in the NFL, I don't think you'll ever see it. And the reason is probably because of injuries. Mm-hmm. Period. And that's probably why. And for Lamar Jackson and the stigma that's around him is injury. He's injury prone.
He missed a few games over the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And so, him protecting himself, and let's just generational wealth as everybody throw around, he's entitled to be looked at just like the top guys that you see right now negotiating contracts. I don't know why it's looked at any different from him as Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is still this. Isn't he perceived as a running quarterback?
Yeah.
He's a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put him and Lamar Jackson not the same when it comes to what makes them special. Lamar Jackson is a 4-4 guy who when you see him scramble, it's a lot different than Jalen Hurts. It's more of like a Russell Wilson scramble versus what you see when you see a Lamar Jackson, more like Michael Vick.
Who's a better
That's
quarterback?
Different. Who got paid more?
Who would you take right now? If Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts?
Man, after what I just saw last year, Jalen Hurts.
All right.
What?
Wow.
The number set, bro. The dude just Lamar Jackson went to the Super Bowl.
Lamar Jackson got an MVP.
Has Lamar Jackson?
No, he has not. You asking a rhetorical question. So I'm throwing in there that he has the MVP. Come on now.
You said who's better? I'm just saying one guy's you sound like Church. Who's better? Joe Burrow. Nah, Justin Herbert is because what? No, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow went to the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson ain't been to the Super Bowl, has he? What are you talking about? We know that's what happens. Go ahead.
No, it's just the same. When you talk about Herbert and Burrow, Hurts and Jackson, it's the same thing as far as who's surrounding them, the weapons that they have. When you look at when you come on though, you giving me that look.
Oh,
when
my
you
God.
look at him, I ain't gonna bring Burrow in. I ain't gonna bring Burrow in that to the conversation, even though we know he has a better supporting cast. But when you look at Baltimore, who's he throwing to?
True indeed.
Mark Jackson. He's a legit.
Mark Andrews.
Andrews, my bad. Mark Jackson. Too much basketball. Too much basketball in the Brown.
Okay.
He's a beast at the tight end, but you can contain the tight end.
Yeah.
When you look at what Hurts is throwing to, you got a beast at the tight end with Dallas Goedert.
Yeah.
You got those two receivers
Brown,
on the outside. And offensive line. So it's tough to say who's better because the surrounding cast for Hurts, in my opinion, is heads and tails better than what Lamar got.
Which is why you need an agent for somebody to get out here to help promote.
Oh, yeah,
you.
I'm with that
Get
too.
these
I'm
GMs
with
and
that
owners
too.
why they
Okay.
need to come on down here and get this bag.
Who's the last person to get paid for the Eagles? Of those people that you named,
Hurts.
Hurts is the last one. Who's going to be
one.
the first person to get paid? And then you have to figure out how to get them pieces around them for Baltimore.
Yeah.
So they like, hey, man, we got Hurts, drafted them low. We still got some money left over. We got enough to pay because we already know we got the supporting cast. What are you doing in Baltimore? Now you got Odell now because you paid him 18. So hopefully this kind of brings something on. But you got to find a way to say, hey, man, we know what we have and we know what we need. We need to have whatever it is, another piece of the pie in Jerry Jones. The pie has to be able to fit in some of those weapons, like you're saying, to be able to bring in receivers and guys who can. Well, you don't have to just focus on Mark Andrews.
And that's why I thought the Ravens did a discredit to Lamar. That's why I thought they did a discredit to Lamar.
I agree with that.
Because they had years. He won the MVP, his third year, second year, third year? So they had years to be able to put around him while he was on a cheap deal.
Agreed.
And yet they waited.
And then every time they make a draft pick, everybody says they're the greatest organization. So it is the perception. The perceptions around there are pretty interesting. But Eric DaCosta, he needs to do more. Let's dive to the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott with a pretty nice honor this weekend. We'll dive into that next with Barry Church, Heckman Harris, and Danny McCray, New Resources Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos. Love them Tostitos right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Come out to the Star in Frisco for Dallas Cowboys Draft Weekend presented by Miller Lite. The party starts on Thursday, April 27th at 6:30 p.m. Enjoy draft coverage, player appearances, live performances, and more. On Friday, come back for draft night out with live music and games. Then finish strong on Saturday with the Draft Day 5K presented by Baylor Scott and White Health. For more information, visit DallasCowboys.com/draft.
Thank you, Heckman Harrison.
Blasphemy.
Heckman Harrison.
Fully guarantee everybody, man.
Oprah. You're going to be like Oprah. You get a guarantee. You get a guaranteed contract.
Nah, man.
Kickers, you get a guaranteed contract.
Last part. This is why I understand. Okay, he said, tell Lamar go in there and tell him he want the same thing Jalen Hurts got. His contract is not fully guaranteed. So, okay, I'm okay with the Jalen Hurts one, but I'm not going to give him $255 fully guaranteed if that's what you're asking for. I don't see that. $179? All right, cool.
Would you give him the Deshaun Watson deal?
No. Okay. I wouldn't give anybody the Deshaun Watson deal.
Okay.
I don't know what Cleveland was thinking.
No, I do.
What were they thinking? Please, enlighten me.
We already put our chips in here for Deshaun Watson and made Baker Mayfield mad. We don't have a quarterback right now because he's going to go home to Atlanta. The only way we're going to get him and end all of our quarterback issues is give this guy this bag. We gonna upset everybody in the NFL. People gonna be mad at it, but we don't care. We're the Haslams. We gonna pay it because we got the money and we're gonna do it. They overpay. It's what Cleveland has to do. They're not gonna get that guy home. You want to live in Atlanta? You want to live in Cleveland? I done been to both towns, okay? It's real easy. Tell you right now, as a black man, don't go there, especially if you ain't never lived in the North. Brother, I'd never been in a town that was as segregated as that. They told me I was like 24 years old. Hey, young black man, you better go to the east side. I'm like, but the Browns are over here on the west side, and it snows less on the west side. They're like, go over there. So, I found out myself driving over to the east side to get a haircut. Found myself driving over to the east side to the store to buy the black makeup. Because people look at me like, dude, it was a very segregated type town. And then when I was on the black side, they asked me, you play for the Browns? No. No. So, Atlanta, Cleveland. Real simple to me, bro.
You a player?
Right. Yes, look, you play? No.
All the time.
Oh, what's your name? My name's Jim. Jim Brown. No.
You look familiar.
It's all that snow, man. I ain't never I'm buying clothes I ain't never heard of because I came from Texas up there. Man, I buy clothes I never heard of up there, man. Learn what a heating bill was when you left it on all day. So, yeah, you got to overpay. You want me to come there? Pay me. Andre Rison. You know how Andre Rison got to Cleveland? Art Modell paid him more than anybody else. So, yes, the Browns, desperate for a quarterback, didn't want Baker Mayfield anymore. So, when they found out he was going to Atlanta, his agent, so David Muggaletta, did the smartest. Hey, man, he about to roll here. Stop. Guaranteed. Now, he's so, I like Cleveland.
I bet he do.
Cleveland rocks. Deshaun, Cleveland rocks.
Out there on the west side.
Right, there you go. On the west side. So yeah. So that's how they got it because they were desperate. But they couldn't compete with Atlanta. And Arthur Blank now mad. Like, I ain't guaranteeing nobody nothing. What about Lamar Jackson? We got to Blake. No, we going Desmond Ridder. I mean, he's so mad, scoring. Don't even mention the word guaranteed to Arthur Blank, man. He's mad.
Shout out to Jalen Hurts, man.
By the way, do we all know the mascot of the Mississippi State team?
Bulldog.
Okay. You know what the new mascot's name is? Dak. Over the spring football weekend, they named the team mascot. They got a new bulldog named Dog Dak.
They should.
You don't like that?
I'm good with it. No, I'm good with it.
What if we name the Rocket Man Church?
Should be.
Man, he ain't paying us $42.
This is true. Dak, I am very sure Dak is giving back to the program.
Shout out to Dak. Those are big deals. All right, those are big deals. Hall of Fame, big deal. Naming the mascot. When you think of Mississippi State football, that's all you think about is Dak Prescott. That's what you think about. So, I mean, and he's a great representative for Mississippi State and whoever he gets behind. So, shout out to him for that, man. That's a big accomplishment, and that's showing some mad respect to what he did while he was at Mississippi State and probably what he's doing now for Mississippi State.
And they need to keep him in the fold because he's a Dallas Cowboy. He's on television dang every week. I mean, if you're trying to sell your program, what better person right now that they have than Dak Prescott? I know Jeffrey Simmons just got a nice bag from the Tennessee Titans, and he's a really good football player. He's a D-line. I mean, Dak Prescott is out here doing national commercials. I mean, this guy's a brand. Give them credit as a school for saying, man, how can we go out here and capitalize and utilize and make Dak Prescott feel special? He said it's home.
It is.
If they could only get you to say that about your spot.
Oh, it is home. Toledo. Rockets.
And with a
T.O.M.
with some of that.
Show me how home feels.
Show them some of that Shad Khan. You ain't showed them those Shad Khan bags.
Come here with a Toledo jersey.
It don't feel real homey.
Right. You know, and it's like what they do for your
cold
Uncle
out
Joe at North Texas. I mean, they're always making Joe feel special. You always Joe Green, North Texas, Mean Green football. I mean, that's what you do when you get a player like that. And I thought it was pretty cool that they named the mascot, the new Bulldog mascot, Dak.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Shout out.
Yes, sir.
But I don't care how good you is going to LSU. Ain't nobody naming the mascot after you. Okay, Mike is Mike.
Mike staying Mike.
Mike got his own cage. And
Mike is
everything.
Mike. All right. Mike 1, 2, 3, all the way to 45. That way he going up.
So Mike, Ugga. I mean, it's just a couple spots. These places been here for me.
Right.
Mississippi State ain't.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, you know.
I mean,
it's
if
all right.
they ever won the SEC?
Who? Man, not that I know of.
Yeah.
No, I
think
came
so.
close.
Not
Dak was
my
there.
lifetime. I can't do my lifetime if they've ever won that thing. So, you know, but this is for Dak. I mean, this is as close as they've been. Basically, the glory years.
He had him at number one, right?
Right.
Yeah. For a second.
Yeah, they be the what's the phone?
What?
Somebody got stiff arm.
No, that was bad. He got to sleep. But yeah, that's when Dak was rolling though. He was running that thing, which we don't see now. But hopefully, 2 years.
Got the new OC in here.
2 years removed. Yeah. We'll be all right.
Yeah. So we'll see what they do. They got a new coach out there too, because remember Mike Leach passed away in the offseason, so they got a new coach in Mississippi State. So the new coach was the defensive coordinator, so he does know and appreciates who Dak Prescott is. Speaking of Dak Prescott, the offensive line. We're coming up on the NFL draft. It's going to be next Thursday. I am coming around to you more and more about this offensive line. I'm not ready to put a first-round pick there. I'd like to see somebody from the D-line, but, man, there are some issues within this offensive line. The center, guard for now, guard for the future, tackle, same thing. Tackle for now, tackle for the future. I don't know what Waletzko is doing. They got guys working out here at the Star right now, but, Matt Waletzko was a guy that they liked in camp, has shoulder issues. Does he come back? Josh Ball, does Josh Ball make an improvement? This is year 3. You got to see something from Josh Ball, though. You need to move on. But I don't want to shake my head no, because Josh Ball and Jalen Tolbert could surprise us the same way Terrence Steele surprises. I don't want no.
Oh, he hard on this. Okay. All right. Go
Okay.
ahead. I got to hear. No. You got to explain the look on your face right now. I want to hear the Josh Ball explanation.
We all saw it, man. Like we all saw it. We ain't blind out here. All right. We all see it. This is what happens, man. When the offseason comes around, it's like we forget what happened during the season. All right, like this happens all the time in Cowboys Nation.
But was it not what we saw from Terrence Steele that first year? From
No,
Josh Ball?
no.
Terrence Steele's first year?
Was nowhere near as bad as what we seen from Josh Ball when he was able to get on the field.
Terrence Steele first year was pretty bad.
But his first year was starting.
Ups, though. He had his ups. He had some downs. But he had his Josh Ball had no ups.
Not one.
Not one highlight reel.
Not one.
Yeah, not enough highlights to make it. Okay, all right.
So now, with that in his bag, with a new offensive line coach, what if we see an improvement? What if we see the guy all of a sudden it's out there for you to see and you know exactly what you got? Because remember, his first year was a redshirt year, so he didn't play.
Mm-hmm.
This is his first time playing, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good. So I'm just saying, I'm not ready to just write the guy. I haven't seen what he's done. I haven't talked to anybody. So for me to just all of a sudden just write this guy off and write off Jalen Tolbert, I don't know.
How you going to see it? You can't see it. You know why? Because you got somebody else sitting there.
That's playing.
Right now.
Yeah.
That's going to be playing the position, and you don't know when are you going to find out? Well, actually, you might be able to find out because you're not really sure.
Here's what I would do. This is simply what I would do is what we did last year. And you guys have been around coaches enough. If McCarthy starts to see something in you, he's going to say something. So McCarthy will tell you something. Mm-hmm. A position coach will tell you something. And then the strength coaches around here, they'll tell you whether has a guy been here? Has he been doing the work? I mean, that was what they talked about with Terrence Steele. Like he transformed his body, he put in the work. Philbin talked about how he liked his smart and that he grew. They all say, and you guys play here. Where's your biggest improvement? Year 1 to year 2. Mm-hmm. Now, Ball's first year said red shirt.
Yep.
So this was his first year. Will McClay talked about his first year. So can we see that? For Jalen Tolbert, can we see it? That's all I'm saying. Draft day will tell us a whole lot, too. Okay. They sit up here and roll out a whole bunch of receivers. They didn't brought a whole bunch of them through here too.
Yes, they have.
They done brought a whole bunch.
Yeah.
So.
Look, I'm not going to throw any shade at anybody. I think if you're sitting there at 26 and you can get one of these young offensive guards at 26, then you got to pull the trigger on it. But if none of those guys are there, and especially if you can go with your guy at TCU, Avila,
Steve Avila,
okay, in the second round, I think that's where you make hay. And if none of those guys are there, trade out. I'm okay with trading out. I hadn't been in years past, but I'm okay with trading out. Yeah, because if you can't get what you want, and especially if you have to reach on a guy, I don't want to do that. I don't want to reach on a guy at 26 because you may have reached on some of these other picks that these guys that you're talking about, and we don't want to be in the same boat. And let's remember, Tyron Smith, okay, at this point is still a liability, and we haven't seen him finish a complete season. So if Terrence Steele, with the second-year tender, I expect him to be back. I expect him to be starting as well. Look, when they announced Tyler Smith, I didn't know a lot about Tyler Smith, but I'm telling you what, I'm really happy that they've got a guy like that. And if, let's just say, an Osiris Torrance from Florida, a guard, is there for you, and Will McClay says that that's our guy that we could get at 26, then I'm okay with that. But if you don't have him or Joey Porter or somebody like that that's going to come in and be a guy that's going to start for you day one, make hay in the second, third, fourth round, man.
So Cowboys sitting at 26. Stephen Jones says they're only 20 first-round grades. Talked to another scout that I trust. He said there's 18. So when you talk about taking somebody at 26, heck, you basically talk about a second-round pick anyway. What you want to do, and this is where I raised my hand, I was absolutely crushing the Cowboys when they did this, when they could have had Sharif Floyd traded down and they took Travis Frederick. We're sitting around here like, nobody's got a first-round grade on this guy. Right. He was even shocked to go in the first round. It's a second-round guy, but they identified that we need a center. We need somebody that we could plug in day one. It was a good deal for them, and they got an extra fifth year out of it. So maybe it is a guard that they like, but they don't have a first-round grade on that guard. But if you think this is a player that you could possibly plug and play, and you take him at 26 and you get 5 years, I'll take that.
So need versus want. When we got Travis Frederick, who was the center that year? Because I think you were in a situation where you had to draft a center. You had to get someone. Travis Frederick was a guy that came in and started day one.
It's a good question.
Was Phil Costa still in, or was he gone by that time? It might have been Phil Costa. Because when did Frederick get drafted? He was 14. Was it 14?
Again, I'm just saying need versus want at 26, and I don't want to reach on a guy. And if any of those guys that I just mentioned are there, then I get them.
Frederick 2013.
He was 13.
13.
So it must have been Phil Costa then.
He was
so heck, I think I think if you're taking a guy in the first round, you say need, want. I mean, I think it's all right. To me, it's all kind of relative. This is not a team that doesn't need help at several levels. I mean, you could offensive line, you could go defensive line, you could go linebacker. I mean, you could go defensive end. I mean, they got spots. Tight end, personally, I would hope they didn't take a tight end in the first round. But I look at it, I just say, man, they have options. But at 26, if you're telling me there's only 18 or 20 first-round grades, you're sitting at 26, most likely you're not taking a first-rounder.
Have there ever been a draft where that's been the amount of grades, like 18 first-round grades on guys? Then that means
they're not 32. They're not 32.
So I'm just saying, like, are there ever years like that where you have 32 first-round grades on guys? Is this? I'm just dictating. I'm just basically trying to say that may be a testament to how poor this draft.
What year was it? CD
no. This is what you're asking. This is very common. This is very
2
common.
years ago.
Okay.
2 years ago,
Yeah.
I feel like that was a pretty steep draft.
When CD
with
came
CeeDee
out,
Lamb and Justin Jefferson and all those guys were in the draft at the same time. I think that was a pretty.
And so here, and the kind of interesting thing there, you think about it. So here's CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson. These were the guys at the back end. Jalen Reagor goes before him, bust. Jerry Jeudy goes before him. Sean Payton trying to get rid of him. Then you had Henry Ruggs, who went to the Raiders. He's out the league. So you have 5 guys go. Smart teams got dudes at the back end. So you know, they misevaluated. And while you could say Ruggs was a first-round pick and whatnot, you have 5 guys with first-round grades. They really weren't. But just overall, that's kind of the norm here. You're talking about, 18 to 22 just first-round grades on guys. You got 32 teams, but you don't have grades that fit that. So a lot of times when you're talking the back end, you're talking about trying to find a player that maybe fits what you do. Clyde Edwards-Helaire wasn't listed as a first-round pick, but for Kansas City, for what they wanted and what they needed, they felt like this guy was what, boom, for them. I mean, Lamar Jackson, here's a guy that was about to be out the first round. The Ravens jump back in and get him. So
Ozzie Newsome is a genius, though. But
yeah. Ozzie Newsome, yes, he is. You got to take a break, Heck. I'm late. When we come back, Heck was going to top this conversation off right here. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
The official 2023 Dallas Cowboys Star Magazine NFL Draft Guide is now available. This year's edition features more scouting reports than ever and over 500 prospects listed in all. There are also features on the passion for football in Texas, the annual mock draft, and the science of selecting a running back in the first round. Do your Cowboys draft with the Cowboys. Get your draft guide today at DallasCowboys.com/star.
That is Heckman Harris. Appreciate you there. Got Barry Church and Danny McCray, 2 former Cowboy safeties on the Players Lounge. I am Newey Scruggs. Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos.
Undrafted and you hit gold.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens.
You know, draft departments out there like those guys on the beach, man. What's those machines that they're looking for metal?
The metal detectors.
Yeah, the metal detectors. Sometimes you just find a $5 toe ring, but sometimes you get a Barry Church.
Shout out to Will McClay.
Not the toe ring.
So I'm going to throw this out here, and I want to get you guys just to get your sense of this. There'll be a lot of guys that are drafted that are going to be 25 years old. Or they're 24, about to turn 25 this year because of the extra COVID year. Mm-hmm. Also, the ability to get guys who've been 4-year starters, 5-year starters, guys who've started a lot of football games. How do you feel about guys that are 25 years old becoming rookies for the Dallas Cowboys?
I'm okay with it, to be honest. And I'm only thinking of it from a standpoint of, man, so if you are 25 and you have an 8-year career, at least that puts you at 33. When we was back at playing, it was 21, you was out. You have an 8-9-year career. You ain't even 30 yet, and you're retired. You're retired, right? You get in 21, you're still trying to mature a little bit. You're 25, you have a little bit more maturity. I don't have an issue with it. Now, it is a little late. You 25, like, man, I'm still getting Popeyes for guys. You know,
you want some breakfast?
I gotta go get what?
You got kids that are 3,
Yeah, but I mean, you know, from the standpoint of Hey, man, I think it might help these guys, if they take advantage of the fact that, hey, man, I'm a little bit more mature. I probably know a little bit more. I've been around a little bit. You started for 5 years. You may have a little bit more experience and be more ready for NFL football.
Yeah, I think you said it all there, D-Mac. I mean, when you talk about an older player coming in as a rookie, it's all about the maturity level and understanding of football and concepts. Because when I came out, I was 20, 21, getting ready to turn 22. And, I understood football, what cover 3 was and all that good stuff, but I didn't understand pretty much the nuances. Like, where's my help at? If I'm playing outside man leverage, I can't let him outside because, all my help's inside. I'm thinking coming out of college, I got this man-to-man. I don't know. If he goes outside, I'm going to be on his trail. Like, you got to think about the little nuances of the game. And as you get older and more mature and understand football a lot more, it's easier to pick up those schemes. It's easier to get a leg up on the younger guys out there because you understand the playbook. All right, this is cover 3. If we invert this is my responsibility here. And you understand everybody else's responsibility, not just yours. So I think it's huge from the maturity aspect of it and understanding the concepts of football.
No, 25 years old, you would think that a guy would be a lot more mature. I'm 25, still dumb. The maturity aspect of it, and also, like you said, the knowledge of the game as well. That's always been the learning curve, the mental part. When you talk to guys, you hear them talk about, man, just mentally understanding the game. But hey, man, even for the guys coming in at 21, you come in, you do it right, you get to play golf every day of the week.
These are facts.
So Hendon Hooker, the quarterback from Tennessee, is 25 years old. And I heard some people saying, well, man, you got to be worried about that. Quarterback is 25 and late. And I'm thinking to myself, and this was on Sirius XM, I'm like, these guys play till they're 40 now. Cares if you're 25 now. Does a guy know your offense and can he get it? And he's, from all accounts, you just read about Hendon Hooker being such a great leader. So I'm like, to me, at 25, I'm not worried about that.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I just think if the guy's a good leader and he can learn the concepts, because I'm imagining right now, like Jalen, when Jalen Hurts was drafted by Philadelphia, if whoever takes him, I'm assuming they're going to have a guy there already. So it's not like I'm asking this guy to go play right away. But I just look at Hendon Hooker, and I don't know what round he'll go in, but to me, he has a very Dak-like type career. I mean, this guy's revered in Tennessee. They love the guy, and obviously this was kind of a good rebirth for the program. Finally beat Alabama after like a dozen years. Good play. He was up in the Heisman Trophy balloting, but he got hurt. Obviously, we know what they can do here in terms of rehabbing guys, but if they take a Hendon Hooker and he's here for 4 years and he's learning under Dak Prescott and Dak has missed games, I don't care about the guy's age. I just want a guy who can come in and help. Thoughts? Yeah.
Same here. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't care about his age. I expect them to be more mature, like football mature, and then off the field mature as well. So I'm all for it. I think it's a good thing. That's no shot at the guys who are 21 because you have some guys that mature early.
That's true.
You have some guys that are coming here and they're responsible. Pat Peterson's, Dak Prescott's, Justin Jefferson's, all these guys who've come in and they haven't had any issues. They seem like they picked up the playbook and they know how to be professionals. But then you also have some guys who may need a few more years because we've been around guys who get in and you be like, oh, man, this dude here.
He ain't going to last long.
Yeah. 6 months I give him. 6 months.
They got a guy here now.
Yeah, see,
just like that. He couldn't fight it.
I got a question for y'all. All right. Tell me this, okay? Better year. Which year, just based off these numbers, do you think was a better year for us? All right? I'm gonna ask Church first. All right? 2,354 rushing yards, 3,784 passing yards. That's a year, right? Versus 2,100 passing yards and rushing yards and 4,800 passing yards.
Which year was better?
Which year was better?
For the Cowboys?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm definitely going with the first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
All right.
More rushing.
Yeah.
More rushing yards.
Without a doubt.
What do we need to focus on in the draft?
Yeah.
The dang O-line. All right, help yourself, man. This is when you had Travis Frederick and you had
play call.
No.
See,
no. One of them was Bill Callahan, the 2014. So I mean, run the ball.
Well, you sound like an old head.
What did Bill Callahan?
That's OG status right there. The game done passed you by, dog.
2016 was the same. The numbers were around the same with Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, and the O-line was the same, and you were a balanced team, and you wasn't out there throwing 5,000 yards. And what'd you do? You were 13-3. Won the playoff game.
Yeah.
So, man, O-line. I've been banging O-line all the time, man. You are your best team when you can run the ball and your O-line is not like it was last year. For as far as we went, we made the playoffs and lost to San Fran. If your O-line was in better position, I think you would have went a little further in the season.
All right, that's the show. Danny McCray, Hackman Harrison, Barry Church. I'm New Scratch Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos.
If you run it,
thank you very much.
It wasn't me.
We'll talk to you Monday.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!